Alright, so welcome back. Hoping you're having a fabulous day here today. I am back on Nikke again here, and I wanted to talk about a few things because I have been seeing a lot of questions come by. And again, I think either Nikke is doing ads or people were just coming off the Chainsaw Man event and asking for a bunch of questions, right? So I do have some beginner, if you will, guides planned over the course of the next few weeks that I do want to drop and re-update because time has flown by. It's been a while since the launch and a while since I actually made these initial videos where that advice, I guess, hasn't really changed, but there are a lot of things that are new in the game that advice should be applied to, right? So today, I want to talk about a few things just to make sure it is kind of clear and across the board for a lot of people, because there is a sort of misconception with banners and stuff like this now, and then there's also questions of what the hell a pilgrim is, okay? The amount of comments I've gotten, because I've been talking about Illustrator more often, right? And more leaks, and I've been talking about how I want to save for pilgrims, right? And people are like, what's a pilgrim? So I wanted to explain that too, and talk about like where your pity is best used, and in the future what you can do on banners. Like for example, Biscuit, right? Biscuit is a great character, but is she a great character for you to, you know, wipe away 200 earned gold tickets? Probably not, right? That is where the entire advice comes in, and that is what I wanted to talk about, okay? So first up, for a pilgrim, okay? What is a pilgrim? A pilgrim is basically, in this game, a very broken character. That's what it is. They are part of the manufacturer that just has broken characters. One is a broken character. Two, a very broken character. I don't know about Noah. I personally don't use Noah. I don't know. Scarlet, a very broken character. Isabel, pretty, yeah, it's iffy. Rapunzel, pretty broken. Modernia, pretty broken. So you see, majority of the characters that are in the Pilgrim manufacturer are very, very good. Now, the reason people talk about Pilgrim so much is because if you were to go to a banner like this, okay, they don't exist on this banner. You cannot pull a Pilgrim on this banner. It's a 2% chance, and that 2% chance is scattered across the normal roster, not the Pilgrim roster. You go over here to the ordinary banner, and if you look at the probability info, you see that these characters that are on the wish list are rated up. You go down here, these are not included on the wish list, and these cannot be included on the wish list, right? So you clearly see you are losing a majority of the percentage here, okay? Hence why pulling on a Pilgrim banner is so freaking lucrative, right? For example, I pulled a Modernia, and she is really game-changing, okay? People otherwise, you know, when that banner dropped, were like, nah, she's not that great. And till this day, she has carried me through so many so many things, so many pieces of content, so many areas of the game that it is unbelievable that many people told me to skip this banner originally, that I was, the word is flabbergasted, okay? I was mortified that many people said it, and yet she's a great character, okay? So in the future, Pilgrims are usually pretty good, though we don't know how it plans out to be, because remember, a Pilgrim can also suck. It doesn't matter. Yes, they are a Pilgrim, but they could also suck. They are rarer characters, so pulling for them are the better options, and they also vice versa is true. Pulling for a regular normal character is also just as good because it's at a 2% versus a smaller percentage, though in the future getting these characters may suck. Got it? So that's the entire point. So Pilgrims are rarer, Pilgrims are stronger. That is why Pilgrim banners are good to pull for. But the thing is, and the big catch is, yes, when a Pilgrim releases on its own banner, the Pilgrim will be on a certain percentage that is not a 2% because it's a Pilgrim. So it'll be marked up to only a 1%, which is abysmal. Yes, that is true. But that's how it works. That's how it's been. And we haven't really, I guess, cared too much because they are Pilgrims and they are kind of pretty worth it. So it's fine as it is, even though it's not really, right? But that is why, that is why saving this currency is the best to use on future Pilgrims, okay? For somebody like Biscuit, who is a very great character, don't get me wrong, but is she great enough to compare to a Pilgrim level? She is a great supporter, she has a great this, she is a great that, unless the kit screams like must summon Broken Insane. It should be the case that you can go ahead and dump your summons into the banner, but just don't use your pity for it, okay? That should be established, that your pity most likely should be saved for characters that you see that you either really want or that are really game defying and just break everything, and every piece of content can be cleared easily, similar to Modernia, right? She was a character that can do all of that when she burst. You will see how much damage she can put up, and she will literally wipe the field. Hence why a lot of people use their pity on her. And since then, you either use your pity, most people, either use their pity on time-limited characters or have just been saving, right? Because Biscuit at one point will hit the main banner. You don't have to use your pity on her. You can literally pull her later on, okay? So that is how main banners, and that's how that entire system works. So again, when it comes down to it, when like this banner's here, theoretically, you can put some summons into it. Doesn't matter, right? You get a free multi every event. I know people that just dump that free multi every single time into a banner to see if they get lucky. And if they don't, it is what it is. They'll use their pity on the actual character they want. That is how they play the game, okay? For example, the Chainsaw Man collab drops, right? And people that didn't waste their pity prior to it were able to just dump their pity, and they almost were able to kind of convert 2 pities, and they got both the characters they wanted, even though they may have not had the summons to do it. Right? So over time, you can amass that. Basically, with the amount of summons I have, plus the pity I have, plus the multis we'll get, I'll easily pity the next Pilgrim. But I can also theoretically dump some, summons into this and see how it goes if the character is worth it. Okay? So in the future, that is basically how that system works, and that's basically what you should use your pity towards, again, if you want. Though it is true, if a collaboration drops, or if there's a character that you really like, for example, let's say you really like Sakura, and she's coming up next, then you can go ahead and just spend your pity there. Again, mainly I would recommend to save that pity for kind of characters that are super good and will help you out, but this is literally a waifu game, okay? If you find that Sakura is your waifu, go for it. Originally, Nilister was my waifu, and guess what? She's gone now. She's now Liberation. So, I'm so emotional on that one, dude. I'm so triggered, but that is the case, yeah? Now, theoretically, I can't get her with gems. I now have to save for somebody else, which I want to know real quick. Is there any character specifically you're saving for? Because I know my comments are all over the place when it comes to that. I did see a lot of people saying they're going for the 2 Pilgrims, Dorothy and Nayuta, when they release. So that's where the current thing is. So I know most people are aiming for Pilgrims, but there is Sakura up next. There is D right after. I may summon on. They gotta fix these names, bro. Saying that like in many sentences won't work. We'll call her. I don't know what to call her. So D it is. Well then, yeah. So maybe I summon there. I don't actually know, but in the future I will be saving my pity only for Pilgrims. That's kind of how I'm gonna play it. Or if there's a character similar to Biscuit that really works and is a outstanding supporter or an outstanding DPS that is a main banner unit, I might consider it, though at some point you can just save up a bunch of ordinary tickets and go in, just splurge, if you will, right? So theoretically both stand, and again, in the future, and I just want to mention this, right, because I was able to personally pull, for my friend Jazzy, right, so if you know his account, I was able to pull Jackal and what's her name, Viper, right? And they were literally 2 released characters that are brand new, so you just have to put them on the thing where you can actually obtain them, and you'll get them, okay? So they are on a rate up of 0.23, which is pretty good for the overall 4%. There's only a bunch of other characters like that on that rate up, so in comparison to the huge roster, there's a big difference in who actually gets rated up, so it is worth it to try, right? So in the end, that's definitely something you can go for. So if you skip Biscuit, you'll get her at some point, but a chance of pulling a Pilgrim is very rare. Look at that percentage difference, right? It's significantly less, yeah? So in the future, it's the best idea to save your gold tickets for Pilgrims. It is the best idea to skip these ones, but you can put your summons in. You don't have to not put your summons in. Put your summons in, just amass that pity and save that for later. If you want dupes for that Pilgrim, then there is no point in summoning on a main banner. Always summon for Pilgrim's banners, right? So basically, if you play Grand Cross, which I know a lot of you have been coming from my Grand Cross channel, don't save for, standard banners, save for festival banners, and consider Pilgrim festival banners, and then limited banners or collab banners, consider it that way. Very simple, very easy. That's how you should kind of operate the game. Sound cool? Great. So with it, I'll end the video there. I just want to talk about this because there are a lot of new players picking up the game and have been asking this question literally every second. So that is there. Again, my advice hopefully stands. If there's anything incorrect that I did not mention or forget to mention, I will pin it down below. But yeah, peace out and enjoy. That's been for me. Thanks for watching.